Okay, we're live. I'm trying to do this on my phone so that this all works instead of my computer. It's a little different. Okay, we're live. Excited to talk to you guys. Rob, hop on and let's see if we can figure out how to get you on here with me. So I am super excited, you guys, to interview Rob. This is totally unprepared. I want you guys to know that I have not prepared for this interview, or have I prepared him for this interview. In fact, Rob and I have never spoken or met other than just posting in the group. So this is going to be cool. I'm going to get to meet him along with you. But I have been watching Rob. I've been watching him on my team report, watching his posts, and I think I have a feeling for what's working for him. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. All right. So Rob, we are live. Oh wait, let me message him because he's messaging me right now. Hold on a second, guys. All right, let me send him an invitation here. Here he is. Bam. Okay. So again, I'm excited about this. I've been thinking about doing this for a while. I've got a couple ringers in the group, people that I know have used Teamzy for a year or two who really understand the system. Maybe they're not as vocal in the group, but I know they're working it and making stuff happen. And I thought about interviewing some of those guys. We've also got in this group like major leaders. I mean, people with huge teams that are here that have serious street cred and success. The reason why I want to interview Rob is because he's my perfect example of somebody who is kind of new, just starting to build, came in, is following the system, is getting the results. So I just sent him a request. Let's see when he gets here. We'll add him in. This is the first time we've done the split screen thing together, so we're just figuring that out. All right. So Rob's watching. Let me get in here and get this list here. Boom. For some reason, it says Rob. Oh, wait, there we go. Rob wants to be in my video. Let's see. Approve. Now it says adding you. Cool. Let's see if it works.
Hey, I'm on.
There he is.
I finally figured it out. There was no button to
Okay, wait a second. I don't hear any sound. Let's see this.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
All right. So for me to actually hear this, it's kind of crazy. I'm going to have to actually unplug my microphone. So the sound quality is going to go down a touch, you guys. Sorry. Because my microphone's plugged into the headphones, so I can't hear anything. All right. Rob, let me see if I can hear you.
Hey, can you hear me?
Sounds great. Okay, cool. Awesome, you guys.
All right.
All right, so welcome. I'm excited to be here. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm honored to be alive. I'm actually very excited right now. So this is pretty big. It's an honor.
So a couple things, just a couple questions. You know, you live in New York, right?
Yes, New York City. If you guys can hear my thick New York accent when I speak, that's the first thing I actually get a lot when I speak to people outside of New York City. But yeah, that's yeah. I'm from New York City.
So you're from New York City, and I lived in New York for a while, worked there for a while. You're in Staten Island?
Staten Island, yep.
Yeah. 20 years ago, I was there for a summer. I opened the Johnny Rockets in the mall. I don't know if it's
Did you?
I don't know if it's still there, but
yeah, I used to love that place. Yeah. No, they closed it down a few years ago. Wow, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I used to love going there and eating there. That's great.
my New York story, I graduated from college and moved to New York. I couldn't afford to live in New York, so I ended up in Hoboken, New Jersey. And during the day, I put on a suit. I worked for Coopers & Lybrand, which is PricewaterhouseCoopers now. And at night, I worked at Johnny Rockets in Hoboken. And so that was my 20 years ago. I was close to your age, Rob, starting my career. You figured out a lot quicker than I did. It's better to build your own deal than to work for a giant mega corporation.
Yes, I agree.
So how long have you been actively building your Beachbody business?
I've been a Beachbody for about 4 years. I think this is about September. I think my date was September 19th, 2013. So I actually joined up when I was 22. So I've been doing this for quite a while. So I'm not new to this. I've been doing this for a very long time. Um, I always knew since the very beginning, before I became a coach, that I've been looking for an opportunity my whole life. I mean, ever since before I started, I always knew that I wanted to be an artist, an actor. I went to college for film production, and I always wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
So the mindset when I got started as a Beachbody coach was, I'm here to be successful, and I'm here to make something of this. So I knew right from the beginning. So I've been doing this for 4 years. I've been tried, I've been tested, and yeah, I'm a natural. This is my thing. I'm very in tune with this business. So yeah, 4 years.
So 4 years, awesome. And you're a diamond coach, right?
Yes, I'm done.
So, and a diamond coach, refresh my memory, it's been a while. You have 8 distributors signed up beneath you, right?
A diamond is you got an emerald on the left, emerald on the right, and then however X many personally sponsors that are not emeralds, but yes.
Okay, great. So you've got an emerald on both legs, and that, for those of you guys who aren't in Beachbody, that's somebody who also has signed up 2 distributors at least. Okay, great. And so now you're getting cranking. It's been a few years, right? You've been working on this steady, doing it steady. What's been different this month?
Wow. What happened this month where I'm seeing so much success? It's definitely it's a change in mindset. Because I've been going in this business for a while. I've been using Teamzy for about 1.5 years, and when I signed up to do this, I just said, I got to make a change. I got to work harder. I want to make some serious results happen. I saw your advertisement for the boot camp, and when I decided to join, I said, if I'm going to do this, if I'm going to invest the money to do this, I'm going to give this my all. And I'm not going to half-ass this. I'm not going to pretend that I'm, going to maybe try this. If I'm going to invest in this thing, I'm giving this my all, and I'm going to hustle.
Yeah.
So that it's a mindset. Going into this boot camp, I knew that I was ready to make a change, and I'm ready to make a difference in my life. I'm ready to seriously succeed, and I'm working as hard as I possibly can. And yes, the information you're giving me, it's incredible. You're learning a lot of new stuff. The daily check-ins every single day, it helps, and it's great to be part of something that holds you accountable, and seeing people that are working alongside you, and also having that mentorship, and you commenting on our posts. It's refreshing, and it's just changing my business. When you're ready to succeed, and when you're ready to make a change,
yeah,
I don't think anything can stop you. Once you're really seriously ready to make things happen for yourself in your life, and you get sick of just getting by and kind of just struggling and not knowing what you're going to do, that's the big difference. It's not necessarily what you're doing. It's how you feel.
Yeah.
And how you approach your business and your daily activities. And it's all up here. I'm telling you, everything's all up here, because when you invigorate your why and you have that goal in front of you and you know exactly what you want, you attack it differently. And
yeah.
that's me right now. I started the boot camp and I set that goal. It was actually originally $40,000. That's what I wanted to make this year.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a lot. Making $40,000 for my business would be significant, because not only will I not be making $40,000 and not reporting to a full-time job, that give me a lot of freedom, but I doubled it. I made it to $80,000, and for some reason, that goal, it just excites me. Like I feel like I hit the sweet spot number,
Yeah.
and I think about that money that I can make, and just envisioning my life, and being able to travel, and being able to quit my part-time job, which I work on the weekends as a waiter, and being able to own a house and go on vacations, and just this amazing lifestyle that I can just envision. I could just feel it in my heart. It drives me. It's something that drives you. Once you hit that sweet spot, once you get to that point where you just really want to achieve it, you just can't help it. It's something that's automatic. That's the best way I can explain what the difference is this month. I jumped into this, and I'm just like, I'm ready to hustle. I'm ready to make this happen. This is my year. This is my $80,000 year. I'm going to be making this money, and just know it in my heart. It's something I can't explain.
He's inspiring, isn't he, guys? Totally.
Yeah.
Okay. So listen, I mean, here's what I can see. You know, people lie, but numbers don't. And I can see from my perspective, I can see what Rob's doing. He's consistent every single day. Now, a couple things that I just want to clarify for some of you guys. Some of you guys are in the comparison game, and you don't need me to tell you that that's not a healthy place to be, right? You're not the same as Rob, but what we're going to draw from this interview with him is we're going to identify a few things that he's doing well that maybe can help you fine tune your approach. Now, one thing I just want to clarify is Rob's putting up good numbers, but he's not putting up insane numbers, which is not a bad thing, Rob, by the way. I'm just recognizing his goal is, I noticed your goals are 5, 5, and 5, right? So you're
about 5, 5.
So you're doing 5 connects with your prospects, 5 with your customers. Right now he's got his coach number to 0 because he's probably been through your whole list already, right? And he's doing 5 invites a day. So he's not doing 50 connects a day or something crazy like that. Now, what I like about your numbers, Rob, is it's sustainable. It's the kind of activity power hour you can still do when you have 8,000 people on your team. Does that make sense?
I agree, yes.
Now, some of you guys, there is something to be said about, you know, front loading a lot of activity when you need to create some instant income, you need to create some momentum in your business. But Rob's already realizing now, he started this month thinking this is a slow start to the month. But now you've seen, Rob, how it compounds, how just reaching out to, you know, those people every day, how it compounds and starts by the end of the month, the momentum it's almost overwhelming sometimes, right?
Yeah, it's remarkable. The first 7 or 8 days of this month, it was crickets. I just, you know, I didn't really see how it was possible, like what it was going to do or who was going to sign up. But, you know, I just stuck to the system. Some days I exceeded my goal. Some days I went beyond 5, 5, and 5. Some days I did like 12, 7, and I added, you know, X amount of people. But I stick to that benchmark. I stick to my, you know, 5, 5, and 5. And I just do that every single day. And it's honestly remarkable. When you do this right and you keep your conversations and your invitations meaningful, and you're not just, you know, you have something to invite people to, it makes all the difference. And this is kind of something that I want to share with you guys, which is helping me a lot in my business that I am doing, and something that I have, a resource that I invite people to. It's not a live video. It's not an opportunity. I have a free accountability group. And as you can see, I'm actually wearing my team logo. We actually have a logo. We have T-shirts that we actually people have bought in the group. And I think the reason why my business is so successful is not only is my consistency, but I have a community. Mm-hmm. And my community is the heart of my business. You know, people. It's something that I've built for the past 4 years, and yes, it does. Success, it takes time. It's not something that's probably going to happen overnight. It may take a year or 2 or maybe 6 months, but this is something that I've consistently built for 4 years. And it got to the point where we have, like I said, we have T-shirts, and it's pretty amazing. And since I'm in the fitness industry, it's an accountability group. So there's something you can glean from this is that you have to create a community for your people. You have to create a business center for your people to connect with each other and for them to intertwine and to make friends and to talk and have natural conversation. That is what I've done in my business, and it's been such a huge difference for me. And of course, as their coach, I'm there to help them out and to watch them and to monitor them and put them on the right track. But the community is the biggest, most important part of my business. So opening up a free group and being able to bring people into that and to filter them into that kind of group has been absolutely huge for me. So if that's something I think you guys should definitely focus on doing, is creating a free group that your customers, clients, and coaches or distributors can be a part of.
I love that. I love that. And that was one of the things I definitely wanted to talk to you about today was, what are you inviting people to? So just to reiterate, guys, what he said is he's got a private Facebook group where he's built community around who he is and the services that he provides. He's an expert in this arena. And some of you guys are going, well, I do essential oils, or so that wouldn't work for me, or I do makeup. guys, the bottom line is creating a community around the expertise and knowledge that you have that leads to your business. And this is a brilliant thing to do. This is something that I've done as well in the past, is create value in a free group. You can invite people there. They can continue to connect with you. And that is going to be a super appropriate place to then go, now let's go to the next level and get you into the paid group, or the paid area. So it's also a great place for you to have, just a little side note on this, Rob, I don't know if you're doing this or if this has just happened organically, is to have the people in the group inviting their friends into that group. Then they're actually bringing people to join this community and become part of your connects cycle, if that makes sense. So what are some things that you can do? What kind of groups can you create, or free things can you create for your business you guys can invite to? Can you do an event and another thing that's great are events, are free informational events you can also create and invite people to as well. So I know, like, for example, I know we've got a couple of Keep Collection people in here. And so I had done a video around Christmas about, hey, if you're doing your Christmas shopping, you guys should do an event where you do like a gift creating event where you guys can design gifts for people to order, like for their, like for any sort of gift giving holiday. It's an awesome thing to do. You can do same thing with, if you're doing skincare, you can create an event where you're demoing skincare, where you're talking to people. You have customers come in live and tell little quick testimonials about what they've done. There's just so many things that you guys can do to get creative, where you can have fun and invite people to something free and bring value, right? Offer value, bring value, show them who you are, start to build that trust, as we talk about in Teamzy. And again, you get some of that social proof when they bring people in. So thank you for sharing that, Rob. That is awesome. So let me just ask you a couple specific things. So you and I are messaging back and forth, you start the conversation with me. How do you start the conversation? Do you have anything that you'd like to say to get it started?
Oh yeah. I'm not really a big fan of scripts. I just keep it as natural as possible. Of course, the scripts are an excellent guideline in the Teamzy office. That you are definitely on the head, and I model things what I say based on what you say. But there's something I heard once a long time ago. The best script is no script.
Yeah.
I just reach out to people. I just go, hey, how you doing? How's your day going? Or I just, if I want to get right to the point, I go, hey, what's going on? Are you into fitness, or would you like to get started up with your fitness journey? I just message them right off the bat.
Yeah.
And I start the conversation right then and there. And also, make someone's day mindset. I just go, hey, how you doing? Hope you have an awesome day. If there's anything I can do to help you, just let me know. Like for people that are in my group. But it's just being friendly and just being natural and just being yourself with no commission breath.
Yeah.
It's just being a friend and being a normal, friendly human being and just connecting and just having that mindset of just, hey, I'm here to help. Hey, what can I do to help you today? Hey, I have something amazing. Would you like to be a part of it?
Yeah.
That is my approach every single day. I just, like you say all the time, I want to add value to people. I'm here to connect and make your day better. I'm here to connect, and I'm here to bring you into something that's going to change your life. And I have that in the back of my mind, and I understand and I believe that. I have a very, very strong belief in my product and my company because, obviously Beachbody changed my life. And I know that what I'm offering 100% can affect them and can change them. And if the opportunity and the conversation goes towards that, I'm fully confident in the fact that if it goes that way, I will be conversing them and converting them to doing something that's going to really help them out.
Yeah.
So I don't ever feel strange or weird. It's just a natural thing to me. So when you guys are inviting, when you guys are talking to people, just be friendly. There's really honestly no secret. There's no magic pill. There's no magic words. You just, hey, how are you doing? My name is Rob. I'm here to help. Hey, have a great day. It's like that.
He just said something huge, guys, and I want to make sure that you grabbed that. Is he believes in his product so strongly that he doesn't get in the way of sharing it with people. Okay, and a lot of you guys are worried about what people are going to think about you sharing this. And if you really believe in your product, I mean, you got to believe that you have the best product in the world. If you don't believe that, maybe you're not representing the right company. Okay. But you need to really believe, and think about this. I want you guys to search yourselves and ask yourselves these questions. You know, do you believe that not offering, that if somebody doesn't get their hands on the products you're offering, that their life will be worse off? You know, and once you kind of get to that point where you're like, man, if they don't get this, their life will be worse. Then it's almost like you have a duty, almost, you know, you're compelled to tell them about it because it can make their life better. Does that make sense? So he mentioned that, and I love that because it's a key component. And what I'm trying to uncover, guys, in case you haven't figured it out, what I'm trying to uncover in this interview with Rob is the only thing keeping some of you guys from having the same results he's having is that you're a little bit in your own way. I'm trying to help you guys get out of your own way. Now, the thing that I've noticed about Rob, he's made the commitment not to get in his own way, and it's showing up in his business. Okay. So Rob, when we're talking back and forth, and you're like, hey man, how's it going? Great. What are you up to? You know, we're catching up. How do you invite me? You know, what would you say to get me into your group, into your free group, your community?
Simple enough. I just go, hey, you know, I have this amazing accountability group here on Facebook. And I keep it off, and I go, I don't know if you're interested or not. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But I have this thing. Would you be interested in being a part of it? And actually, surprisingly, 90% of the time people say yes. Because I'm keeping it open-ended, and I'm not making a big deal about it.
Yeah.
So I say, I'm not sure if you'd be interested, but would you be interested in joining my group or not? So if I would you, it's straight out of Eric Worre's GoPro. If you guys haven't read or listened to that book,
yeah,
incredible book. You have to definitely listen and check that out. But I keep it no pressure. You know, if you say no, it's not going to break my heart. I have no emotional attachment. I think it's very important that you keep it extremely lighthearted. And hey, I have something, I'm inviting you to it. You know, would you like to be a part of it? If not, it's totally cool. I don't care. It's fine. But I have this thing. You can be a part of it. I'll bring you right in. Would you want to do it with me? And people go, yeah, let's do it. It sounds great. I've been wanting to get into shape. I'm so glad you reached out to me. And people thank me for reaching out to them sometimes. And when that happens, it's like, wow, what if I didn't message this person today? What if I didn't reach out to them? What if I didn't say this to them? It's just so incredible when we have that opportunity to change people's lives, and it just takes one message. It's so incredible, and you just never know who you're going to reach out to. And it's honestly, it's that simple. So keeping it lighthearted, keeping it open-ended, and having zero emotional attachment to your invitation is key to getting people involved. Because I'm telling you, they'll feel it. They'll know when you're talking to them. You're like, I got to make a sale. I got to do this. I got to do that. That's not on my mind ever. It's never on my mind. I never think of anything like that. I'm just here to help. I'm just keeping it open-ended. So yeah, that's my approach every single time.
Do you want to wave hi?
Hi.
You're not in the camera. Yeah. It's my wife. I had the baby monitor. I'm watching the baby sleep here. She just came home. That's awesome. And, I mean, here's the thing. I think I can't remember what I've taught you guys yet and what I haven't in this group, or what Mike said or what we haven't. But you know that we've talked about, like, you know, if you're asking and you're inviting like this, like, I'm desperate, I need a sale, people know, right? It's like asking somebody out on a date. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so desperate. Can you please go out with me? Nobody's attracted to that, right? So it's exactly that. You're inviting without an emotional attachment to the outcome. Why don't you have an emotional attachment to the outcome? Because if your heart is really to help and to connect with people, then you know you're going to have lots of opportunities in that relationship to invite them again too, right? So it's like, join me or not right now. I'd love you to. And you have better results. Let me ask you a question. You're in New York, which is probably the center of the universe for people not taking BS and telling you, telling you what they think.
That's for sure.
So, So have you had some negative responses? Have you had people light you up in a negative way? I mean, share a couple of those with us so that people know that you're a normal dude.
Yeah, I've had negative responses. I've had people unfriend me. I've had people block me. I've had everything happen to me, Eric. I've had some really rude people, but not many.
Yeah.
I mean, those are actually, they're very rare. Yeah. I haven't encountered that in months. I haven't encountered anyone being rude to me. If someone says no, they just, the most part, I won't get an answer. They'll just say, no, thank you, I'm not interested, but thank you for reaching out. And that's how I get rejected. But I mean, yes, sometimes you'll get a few rude people, but it doesn't happen often. But yes, I've had people block me, say things to me, but it doesn't bother me because it's their loss at the end of the day. You know, if people aren't inviting you and they're not open to the opportunity, then you can't get stuck up upon, you know, how they feel in that moment. You can't focus on the people who are not going to be with you, because the fact of the matter is not everyone's going to be on board.
Yeah.
And you have to work, you know, it's a process of learning how to figure out and deal with those emotions of rejection. But once you get past that and you get your first few no's, you go, oh, it's not really that big of a deal. They said no to me. I have a million other people to reach out to, and then you just move on and you find people to say yes to you, and then you realize that it's just a process of just being natural and inviting, and it just happens. So you're going to get rejected. It's a part of the game. I mean, it doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't matter how great your opportunity is. You could have the greatest opportunity. You could have something that absolutely works if they sign up right this minute, but people are just going to say no to you because they're just not ready to do that right now.
Right.
But you know, it's part of the game. So yes, I have gotten rejected, and I get rejected every single day. It does, you know, it's just, that's how it goes. That's the name of the game.
So you guys remember when I did the training on inviting, I think it was last week before last, we talked about planting the seed. Planting the seed, you know, you've got your invite and then you've got your planting the seed invite. So here's what I highly recommend you guys do is whenever somebody says no to you, because remember, when you're approaching with relationship marketing, and you're not taking them off your list when they say no, they're just not ready yet. You're just going to leave them on the tree. When somebody says, no, thank you, I'm not interested, I highly recommend you guys send them a message that says, no worries, thank you anyway. But if you do come across somebody who needs support in whatever your area, so in Rob's area, it might be in weight loss or fitness or just with their general vitality and health, can you keep me in mind and introduce them to me, please? Now, what'll happen is when you do a message like that, after a no, it totally changes the tone, because they're like, oh, he's not pursuing me, so I can put my defenses back down, and it makes them actually agree and say, okay, yeah, Rob, I'll do that. So now you've actually planted the thought they're going to be looking for people to send to your community. Right. And so
Right.
I want you guys to really think about that, no matter what it is, skincare, whatever, you know, well, if you come across anybody who needs help with this, or somebody who's looking for help or support, you know, could you do me a favor, keep me in mind and introduce me to them? It will change and it will plant the seed, because sometimes also they may be thinking, well, the truth is I kind of do need help with that. And they may be more ready to hear it next time you come around to them. Makes sense?
Right. I never take anyone off my list. I never remove anyone. I never take anyone off, and I actually do ask for referrals sometimes. So I do that. But yes, never delete anyone off of your list because they say no, because you actually never know. I've had countless amount of people tell me no, and they'll come back and they'll actually end up becoming a distributor later down the line, because I keep in touch and I follow the Teamzy system, and I just follow up and I just, you know, check in with them and go, hey, how's your day going? Have you been keeping up your fitness? You know, how are the kids? How's the family? I always keep the relationship. I never discard the relationship. No matter if they say no, that doesn't matter to me. The relationship is the most important thing. Right. So the majority of people may say no to you, but that no does not mean never. It just means not now.
Right.
And you can't toss people in the garbage. You can't take them off the list. You just don't know who's going to turn around and, you know, maybe they'll be a distributor. Maybe they'll become a customer. Or maybe they will introduce you to some amazing people. You never know what's going to happen with that. So, yes, never get rid of people.
Let me just take a look here and see if people are putting some questions on here for us. No commission breath. I love it. That is a good one. Hey, you guys have any questions that you want to ask Rob or me? Post them up there in the comments if you have anything specific. Okay. So we've got a lot of people in this group. A lot of people are getting great results, and there are people who are putting up the connects and connecting with people, but they're not getting as many sales or signups yet. I suspect it's because the invite, there's an aversion to making the invite. So I think there's some people here who are really great at connecting. They love the make someone stay mindset. They're enjoying the relationship marketing approach. But at some point, you've got to ask, you've got to invite, you've got to present the opportunity to people, because they very rarely will just jump in your lap without that kind of push. So let's talk a little bit about, so you've got people in this group, you're adding value. How are you then bringing people in, signing them up, getting them to get their kits, getting them started in a fitness program or whatever? Like, what's your transition like for you?
Right. Good question, actually. So in Beachbody, we have something called the Challenge Group. I throw a 30-day group with every day of the first Monday of every single month. So I cycle that every month or so. So in that time period, I have this group, and I bring people into it in that 30-day period. So I go through my list of people, and Teamzy, you're able to, tag people, and you could star them and stuff. So I actually, based upon their engagement in my group, and I actually monitor their activity, and I see what they're doing and what they're about and how the relationship is going. So it's something that I intuitively know because I've been following up with them, and I kind of just see that trend going on. But I tag people like, okay, this person may be, eligible for a challenge pack, or I will tag people who are new members in my group. So I will just reach out to those people after a time. So once they're plugged into my system, once they're engaged in my community, and they know what's going on, and they're comfortable, and the rapport is built, and they understand what I do and who I am, and that I'm not here to try to make a sale. Once I've established the relationship, I give it a little bit of time. I let the seed grow a little bit, and I just build that relationship up, and I build that trust, and I build, I have conversation with them. I find things we're in common with together. I've just, like I said, naturalness. Just be natural with the person, build that relationship, be their friend, and just offhandedly, but hey, by the way, I have a 30-day group. We have this amazing thing called Beachbody on Demand. I don't know if you've been looking in the group or not, but people are using Shakeology. Again, I go, I don't know if you're interested or not, but we have this group. Would you like to be a part of it? Again, no commission, Beth, just straight up.
Yeah.
There's no attachment, no emotional attachment to the outcome. I just see if they're interested, and they'll say yes or no. So if they say no, I go, okay, no problem. So I guess I'll follow up you next month. And then I follow up with that person next month. I keep my list, and I invite them until they eventually join. So that's the process. But I think the most important thing is the relationship and building the rapport. Some of you guys may not have that free group yet, and that's totally fine. But if you decide to do that, whether you do it or not, it's the rapport and the trust that has to be built. So Teamzy allows you to keep that relationship, and actually it enables you to return to that, so you don't lose contact with people, and you actually make sure that no one falls through the cracks. So it's just in continually following up with them and just being on top of them, and just, of course, posting in a social media page, showing people what you're doing, building interest. As long as they know what you're doing, and you plug in an invite to whatever it is that you have that's your paid service, if you keep it offhanded and the relationship is there, they are many, many, many more times likely to be interested in doing it. So at the bottom of everything, the key is relationship.
Yep.
The strength of your relationship will produce a more favorable outcome, in my opinion. So whatever that is that you are going to be using to connect with people and to relate to them easier, whether it's an interest group, a group for your products and services, whatever is building and establishing relationship with people will make that very easy for you. So that's how I do it.
I love that. Next week, guys, the training is on social media and how to use your social media to build trust. Okay, and a lot of what Rob's talking about, you can actually just do on your public social media. And we're going to be teaching you, Mike and I are going to teach you guys in our training next week, how to use what you post on social media to build trust with people. And whether you're doing it publicly or you're doing it in a group like Rob's doing it, guys, when you leverage that correctly to build trust, the trust is being built all the time. When you message people, their responsiveness is going to be much higher because you've already done some of the trust building work. Or when they message you out of the blue, they're going to go look at your page and be like, wow. I can't even tell you, guys, look, I'm not even nearly as active as you guys on social media because I'm not personally building the brand around me like I was back when I was a distributor for a network marketing company. But I can't tell you how many of you guys have messaged me and commented, I went to your Facebook page and I like what you're about. A lot of you guys didn't know Teamzy when you started this. You didn't know who I was. You saw the video and you're like, I kind of like what he says. I have no idea who this guy is. And that's what you did. You went and looked at me and you're like, oh, I like what you're about. People will do the same thing. So you got to be really focusing on that. And if you do have a group, guys, I have to tell you, like, I don't know. I've signed up for like 10 different networks because I want to see, I want to see what people sell, what they do, right? So I'm in a bunch of private groups where people put you in your group, like when you become a member or a customer. And what they do in those groups is very rarely anything value. It's more like just, hey, this is on sale, or hey, have you bought this, or hey, limited time only. And it's like, build some community in here, right? So just a couple of things. Hopefully this has been really helpful for you guys about, I know a lot of you guys, some of you guys have commented to me personally, or you've commented on the thing, like, Rob signed. How many of you signed up this month, Rob?
5 people.
5? Sweet.
Yeah,
man.
I got the 5, yeah. 5 people.
Sweet.
And actually yesterday, one of my
points?
distributors signed a coach. I'm at 18 right now.
18 points. That's pretty awesome. So, so he signed up 5 distributors this month. And people are like, how's he doing that? Well, now you know, guys, it's nothing magical. He's consistently reaching out to people, connecting with them. He's focusing on helping, focusing on making their day, focusing on providing value, right? He does have a system that he can invite to easily. So that removes the fear of the invite, right? So we recommend you guys figure out, like, what can you do? What's it something you can invite people to that doesn't require any sort of commitment where you can continue deepening that. And the big thing is, do you guys sense fear in his voice at all? He's gotten over himself. Now that's probably not always been the case, right? I mean, but you got to get over yourself.
Absolutely not. I've been afraid. Yeah, especially in the beginning when I was first getting started out. Honestly, a lot of you guys may be new to your company, but in the first 6 months of me being a Beachbody coach, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was afraid, and I was scared, and I was afraid of judgment, and I was lost, and I was like, is this gonna really work for me? What are people gonna think? I'm gonna be posting sweaty selfies, and I just didn't feel confident. And I had all of this doubt and fear and all of this things that just were not working for me. And that could be a big factor for you, a lot of guys. And I want to just let you guys know, if you're going through that, and right now in this, whatever you're going through, you have doubt and fear and worry and anxiety, I really believe that's actually a part of it, because we're doing something that's so different than other people, and we have to put ourselves out there, and we have to stand out a little bit.
Yeah.
When you stand out, it's uncomfortable. So once you learn how to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, and once you get over that fear and you work through that, it's everything changes for you. But if you're going through that right now, it's normal. It's 100% normal. Fear is normal, and anxiety and doubt and all that stuff it's a part of the journey. Everyone goes through it. So yes, I have been, but it takes time.
Yeah.
It takes time. It takes experience. It takes going through some of the rough things in your journey and getting over them and overcoming them. And when you hit obstacles, you don't look at this and go, okay, I'm done, I quit. You go, okay, what can I learn from this? Mm-hmm. How can I get better? And how can I take this experience and allow it to make me a better distributor or a better coach or a better whatever it is you're doing?
Yeah.
How can I learn from this, and how can I make myself a better person? I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic, but everything, it really does. It comes down to your why. It comes down to how badly you want to make this happen for you, and deep down inside of your heart. So that will get you over that fear and that anxiety. It's a part of that. So it's a 100% normal, whatever you're going through right now.
That's it.
Everyone goes through it.
And there's nothing to be afraid of. So just do it anyways. You're getting a couple questions here. Sandy asks, how do you keep the free group engaged? I find it's hard to keep a free group energized. Hey, let me just answer something real quick before I have you answer that question. The majority of any group is not going to be engaged. Most people are watchers. Even in this group, guys, we've got 30, 35 people who are highly engaged in the group. Everybody else is watching. Some of you guys are watching right now. This could be your first time to like or put a comment on the page right now. That's normal, and people paid for this group. So first of all, it's just understanding that that's the way people are. And but I will say, and Rob and I have talked about this a little bit offline or through messaging. Like one thing that I always did was always have ringers in my group, always have good friends in my group, people who are enthusiastic about what I'm doing. And in your business, those people will stay engaged. And so you're going to find over time, you'll have a dozen, 15 or a dozen like super fans, right? You have that, Rob, in your group, people that are always engaged. So somebody new comes in and they don't know that there's 500 people who aren't posting. They just see the 15 people who are having conversation. They're like, wow, this is great. Right? Let you, I'm going to let you answer from your perspective, but I just also wanted to let Sandy know, like, it's normal for not everybody to be engaged in the group.
Yeah, you're actually right on the money there. Not, I have a lot of people in my group. I have like about 2,300 people in my group. I think about maybe 80 or 90 people are actually active in that group, but it's not about the amount of people that are engaged, because it's impossible to get every single person to actually post and start moving. But how I keep people engaged, how I actually got that momentum going, is by just consistently inviting. I didn't know who was going to be, a great member or not. I had no idea. I just invited people to it, and I just funneled them into it, and I just let things happen as they go. But as the leader, as the admin of your group, it's your responsibility to be consistent and check in every single day and posting it and show people that you're showing up.
Yeah.
So you set the standard, and then people will follow you. So that's what I did. For me, in my industry, I posted my workout of the day. Maybe I would take a picture of me drinking my Shakeology or my Beachbody Performance. I would talk briefly about what I'm doing, but I did that every single day. Every single day. I never missed a day. And as I was being consistent with my posts, I would consistently be adding people every single day as well. So the effect compounded, but as while I was adding people, I never missed a single day. For 4 years, I have not missed a day of posting in that group. No matter how badly things got, if I was sick, if I didn't sleep well, if I was on vacation, I checked in every single day. So
consistency.
Don't miss your posts. Yeah, consistency. It's gigantic. I really, I say this all the time. Consistency is one of the most greatest keys to success in anything you're going to do in life. One of the greatest books I've ever read was The Slight Edge.
Yeah.
And I use that principle. That principle is ingrained in my brain because I read the book like 4 times, but it's real. It's a real thing, and little things you do every single day add up to some major crazy thing that you just don't know what's going to happen, but something is going to happen if you just keep doing it. So that's I believe maybe that I'm a living example of The Slight Edge. I just keep going, and I do it, and I show up, and I show up, and I show up, and I show up, and I never fail to show up 7 days a week. That is my philosophy. So I actually wanted to share that with you guys, that I never miss a day. I never, ever miss a day. And I want you guys to think about this. What if you were consistent 7 days a week for 1 year in your business with adding people to your group, with inviting distributors, maybe signing 1 or 2 people up a month, even just one person a month for 1 year, and you just did not stop. No matter what happened in your life, you stayed the course and you showed up. How do you think it would affect your business? Because in 4 years, to me, it's been major. So 1 year for you, you can't even imagine the possibilities. So consistency is a huge part.
Rob, I'm just trying to get him to do that for 12 weeks. Let's take baby steps. But I agree 100%.
Yes.
12 weeks. Let's start with today. Can we just get it done today, you guys? More. I got another question from Caitlin. Do you make the invite the first time you reach out to them if the conversation doesn't go to what you are selling in the initial conversation?
Well, I touched on that before. I actually don't ever focus on what I'm selling in the beginning. It's literally just the first conversation. The number one thing is building the relationship.
Yeah.
And yes, actually, I invite them to my group because the group is a relationship builder.
Yeah.
So the goal is to get them in the group, and I keep it short. I don't sit there and talk to them for 20 minutes at a time. It's like a 5-minute little conversation. I just see how they're doing. Small talk. Hey, how's your day going? Oh, by the way, I saw the post. Your dog is so cute. Just whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, hey, by the way, I don't know if you're interested or not. But key, I don't know if you're interested or not. Just keep it offhanded. Would you be interested in joining my group? And they say yes, or they say no. If they say no, I invite them at a later date. But never on the products. Never what I'm selling. Always into my free group. That's my number one key. And that's what I do. So in the first conversation, I do focus on that. So yes.
So one more thing for, I just want to say, because I know, you're a Beachbody coach and I was a Beachbody coach, and we've got about, I don't know, about a quarter of the people in the group of Beachbody coaches, but everyone else is in different networks. So one thing that Rob does in his business, and something that I did in my business too, was every single Monday, the first Monday of every month, I launched a new challenge group. Rob's doing the same thing. I learned that. Maybe you learned it from the same person. That's something that top coach Melanie Mitro recommended doing way back when. And I just said, well, if she's doing it, it works. That's a really easy thing to put into your business. What I mean is making a monthly event that you sell to, because it gives you a deadline to sell to it. So whatever kind of event you can create in your business, where it's like, I'm doing an event the first week of every month and I'm filling to it. And at that event is where you make your sales. So it could be that you're doing, I don't know. I mean, it's an accountability group, or it's a special group. It's a special event. It's a, whatever it is, think creatively, you guys. And I know some of you guys need me to give you like every specific step. And I love you guys, but I don't have every specific exact thing for you to do. You're going to have to be creative and figure it out in your business and apply some of these principles, what he's doing in his business, to your business if you like what you're hearing. Okay? You got to think outside the box and figure out, well, how would I do that with my business? But think about that. Those are some things that kind of make it easier. Okay? Is if you create events, you create these communities, things that you can invite to, sometimes will make it a little easier to invite. Me personally, just so you guys know, it doesn't all have to be exactly like he's doing. Like, I didn't have a free community. You got in my community after you bought. So it was a little bit different. I did a little bit differently, but I did do free groups that were like 7 days long, like water drinking challenges and things like plank challenges and squat challenges and things like that. I would do that kind of stuff to get people engaged and meet new people. So it's not, nobody does it all exactly the same way, is what I'm trying to tell you guys. You got to think about, okay, what do I have to offer? How can I add value? What could I commit to? Could I build community on a daily basis like Rob does? Where am I in the way of myself? Is it that I'm not inviting enough? Because I know some of you guys have said things like, well, I haven't had any opportunities to invite. Well, I mean, it's been a month. So if you're not finding opportunities to invite at this point with the conversations you've started, I think you're probably in your own way. I think there's some fear happening, and you guys just need to put that behind you. Years ago now, I interviewed Bruce Jenner for a magazine that I was the editor of back when he was Bruce. But I was interviewing him from the standpoint of, what makes a great champion? And one of the things that I never forget from that interview, he talked about how when you're trying to avoid losing, you end up losing. And he had gotten to a point where he was the best in the world, and now he was trying to hold on to it, and he started losing. And the fear of losing actually made him end up losing. So what he did was he said, I take the fear, I recognize it, I look at it, I put it behind me, and I run from it. I let it chase me. So I can't see the fear. All I see is the finish line. I focus on winning, and I don't worry about losing, and I get there. So you guys got to take that fear. Even if you haven't articulated that fear to yourself, you haven't even admitted to yourself that you're afraid. But if you're not getting your invites in, that's what's happening. You need to acknowledge it, put it behind you, and just go for it anyways, you guys. Your arms and legs are not going to fall off. People are still going to be happy to hear from you. And you can't hide your light under a basket. You need to share what you have to share with people. Does that make sense? So
I agree 100%.
So I encourage you guys, look, this was very impromptu. I don't even know, was it last night? I was like, dude, can you jump on a call with me tomorrow? I just wanted to bring Rob out. I was hoping it would go well, and it did. Thank you very much. You did awesome, Rob.
Thank you.
I just wanted to, you know, I should be able to pull any of you guys into a live interview like this at some point in this boot camp, and you bring value to the rest. That's why we have this. I mean, this is an amazing community, isn't it? Even after 1 month. And even after, by the way, I want you guys to know, if you didn't know this, like this group will last forever. You guys will always have this community. Even after boot camp's over, you'll have this group where you can connect with each other. But I just wanted to encourage you a little bit today, or have Rob encourage you, as, you know, not the guru, but a lot of wisdom, practical experience, and consistency. Oh my gosh. And I was going to show you guys this. This is something that we did a couple years ago at the Beachbody conference. I don't know if you guys can see that. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. It's a principle that I teach from Bob Cialdini's book called Influence. And people, that's it. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. When you are consistent, not only will you get better results, but you'll actually attract more people to you because everybody wants to be around it, if that makes sense. So I will let you guys get back to your day. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this was helpful to you. Thank you, Rob, for doing this. I'll get you the video. I know you want the video, and even though you can't get it from the private group, but I'll download it for you and send it to you so you can have it.
Good, thank you.
But thank you guys for joining us today. I would love to hear your takeaways from this. Put them in the comments on the video. I would love to see what takeaways that you guys got from this. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you soon. Thank you, Rob. God bless you guys.
You're welcome. Thank you, guys.